It's well known that Manchester United are in need of a massive overhaul this summer. Talks of a £200 million transfer budget, probably heavily overstated and possibly dependent on any sales that are going out. The budget is realistically likely to be somewhere in the 100, maybe 150 million mark, which is what makes me laugh whenever I see people linking us to Harry Kane and or Declan Rice, because I just think they're just completely unrealistic. There are so many holes to fill in Manchester United's squad that there's some potential diamonds in the free transfer market, the signings that can be picked up. And a free transfer, yes, you've got to deal with the wages, but we're about to lose so much off our wage bill this summer with the amount of players that are about to leave and the amount of players on big money as well, from Jesse Lingard, Paul Pogba, Nemanja Matic, Phil Jones, Juan Mata. There's so many established first-team internationals about to leave that free transfers are literally free hits for us. And there's some absolutely sensational ones. You might have even seen like full 11s going around where players are available. So I'm going to delve into a handful and I'm going to tell you about the ones that I think United should be targeting to bring in as our free signings. In first then is Kamara, Boubacar Kamara from Marseille, central midfielder, 22 years of age. This is a serious position that United need and probably our number one priority. Kamara's blossomed into one of the more promising young midfielders. Tchouaméni, love him. Talk about 60, 70 million sort of signing. If that's what we're going to go with and he's our first choice, sweet, do the deal. If you can't get him, if he goes to Real Madrid, if there's other options like that, Kamara on a free. He's one of the most up-and-coming DMs in Europe. And what stands out about him is both positioning and awareness. And you can't really buy or train those sorts of things. You've just got to have them instinctually. And he's got them constantly scanning, constantly aware of all possible dangers that are all around him. Allows him to position himself enough to cut those vertical passing lanes out or even into an advanced midfielder or a striker. It allows him to make right decisions when we push up and press a player. And when I look at the profile and I look at what Ten Hag likes from midfielders in this area, Boubacar Kamara fits the bill. Good passer, especially over short and medium distances. Does like to keep things simple, and I think you need someone that does that in midfield. Someone who just does the real basics perfect, rather than someone that's just, trying to do the Steven Gerrard and bang it out for a goal kick. More than capable of being a long range passer. He's added that to his repertoire this season. He likes to switch the point of attack. He's got fast, flat passes that he's able to get into the final third with and do that. He was absolutely dominant this weekend. He played 90 minutes as Marseille beat Lorient 3-0, and he was the absolute rock in the centre of midfield, the complete opposite of United's performance against Brighton on Saturday. He's helping keeping clean sheets in his team. He touched the ball 89 times. He got a 94% pass completion with 72 out of 77 passes. He won 9 out of 9 ground duels, which is a significant statistic over the weekend because Scott McTominay won 0 of 9. He also won 3 out of 4 tackles, made 1 interception, 2 clearances, won 4 fouls, made 5 ball recoveries, and it was an efficient defensive display and an impressive in possession display. He ranked in the top 10 this season in League One for passes into the final third from deep line midfield as well. He's got quality in possession, he's got tenacity off the ball, and he's got the ability to win back possession when you need it as well. He's on a free. Now, there's not really much talk of where he's going to go at the moment. We know United came in. Don't know if they were looking for a bigger wage or a bigger sort of signing on fee. There's not a lot of talk of where he's going. For me, this is a must get for United if you don't get Tchouaméni, who I think could be our number one target. I'm hoping it's not Rice or Phillips. This is a no-brainer. Next on the list then is Andrea Belotti. 100 Serie A goals in just 230 games, which people are just skewed. If you're not a goal a game, you're shit. It's not the case. He's been valued upwards of 90 million just a few seasons ago when he was linked with United. I quite like the look of him. I think he's very different to what we've seen in terms of centre-forwards that are around there at the moment. He's a bit of a throwback kind of centre-forward. And I think that maybe it's because he's been converted as a centre-forward. He played centre-mid, he's played on the wing, and he wasn't naturally, growing up, certainly, a centre-forward. He's got athleticism, he is quick, he is physical, and relatively prolific for 100 in 230 games. But he's got a strong and powerful shot with either foot, which makes him a bit of an asset with that. He does have a bit of a culture change because he would represent a bit of a culture change because he is known for tenacity and work rate. When you look at what you've seen with Haller in Ten Hag's team. This makes a lot of sense. Real physical presence to him. He can hold it up, something that in turn creates space for those running off him. He gives defenders something to think about, because when the ball comes into him, it's not immediately going to bounce off in a positive sense for a one-touch pass or a layoff or something like that. He can turn, which means you've got to go and touch tight to him, because you can't allow someone to turn. You can let, if you know a player, right, if you as a centre half, if you know a player's about to just let the ball go every single time, if he comes in and he's just a link player, the chances of you tackling link players is low. So you kind of go, okay, we know he's going to come back and he's going to link it, so we'll deal with the runs. And you'll let him drift into that space a little bit, or you'll put a 6 in there maybe to cut the supply to him. But when you've got a hold-up player, someone that's coming in and trying to get on the ball, that makes it a lot more difficult. That's where Belotti comes in and he offers something totally different. He's instinctive around the 6-yard box. He's got good positioning, good anticipation. His intelligence is second to none. He does have a bit of poacher's instinct in him. It seems to always be in the right place at the right time. And he's on a free. Next up, we've got Tolisso, Bayern Munich, 27, great age. Central midfielder. With United's major issues being the engine room. Both first choice quality and depth. United could do a lot worse than snapping up a player that's got a World Cup, Champions League and 4 Bundesliga titles to his name. 21 goals and 15 assists in 118 games for Bayern Munich. 30 of his 36 goal involvements from the club came while he was playing in centre mid. He's got an average of 1 goal involvement every 145 minutes, which sort of looks different to when you see how many games he played. He's typically played as a defensive midfielder, but he has the attributes of more of a deep-lying playmaker than a destroyer. Throughout his career, one of the greatest strengths has been versatility. He's played in every single role down the right-hand side of the pitch. He's also played an attacking midfielder, a second striker. He's even played on left-back on an occasion. Having someone with that kind of experience and versatility in the squad, for free as well, remember, might be a massive asset for Manchester United. This could be the sort of James Milner sort of signing that Klopp brought in. Someone that's won stuff elsewhere, probably a fantastic pro. I haven't heard anything to the contrary. And someone that can really aid the culture that you're trying to get in. He's got the ability to dribble past players. He's got the ability to pick someone out on a switch. Like, we're getting him on a free, and he's been at Bayern Munich. Obviously, not one of their star players, but certainly comes with the experience of being a Bayern Munich player and being a good Bayern Munich player at that. Raphael once said that Tolisso is one of the best midfielders that he's ever played with. Ability's never been the problem. He's definitely gifted. He's definitely a substantial better player than any of the midfielders that we've currently got. The problem is he's been injury prone. Now, I don't think necessarily signing an injury-prone backup player to be a backup player on a free transfer is the craziest idea. And that might be why he looks like a bit of a good proposition for United. We need experience, we need depth, we need strength, we need ability. If he was fit, there'd be a clamour for him. The fact that there isn't a clamour for him is literally down to the fact that he's suffered with injuries. I think there's a bargain to be had here. We've seen players struggle with injuries and come and be a success at Manchester United in the past, and we've seen players be a success and struggle with injuries at United. A change of environment and everything else might be good for him. So available on a free, definitely worth the risk. There's 3 players anyway that I think could make a massive difference to Manchester United's rebirth. You could probably get all 3, considering that they're all free transfers. None of them are going to look at bank-breaking wages. You've got some that are definitely going to start, some that you would expect to sort of dovetail in around Cristiano Ronaldo, and one that you would expect to be pure backup and pure dressing room kind of organiser and morale and that kind of thing, and a bit of a standard setter. But when you look at the amount of players that United are going to have to bring in, that would leave you a lot of transfer budget available for a big superstar player if you needed to go and get one. I'm not necessarily talking about superstars, because I think we're over that, and I think all of us would like to see us just go and buy the right player. But even the right player at this moment in time, whether that was a Tchouaméni or someone like that, are going to cost us in the region of 70, 80 million pounds. And if we do only have 100 to 150 million, or even if it is 200 million, we're only getting a couple of those at most. And we know United need way more than that. We're talking, we probably need 5, 6 or 7. I'm reluctant to think we'll get more than 5, because I think that's just unrealistic. But United need all of that and more. So fingers crossed, we do bring some people in and we will see how it goes. But let me know in the comments, is there any more free transfers that you've seen that you think United need to be snapping up? There's mine. Let's see yours in the comments. Laters. Hey, thank you for watching the video. If you are new around these parts, then don't forget to subscribe. My channel is proudly supported by my community on Patreon. If you'd like to get a little bit of extra content, a Discord group, meetups, five-a-side games, weekly podcasts, behind the scenes, and even an occasional bit of transfer news as and when I get it, then for the price of a pint, you can show your appreciation for the content that we make and get some goodies for doing so as well. Check the link in the description or click the button right here. You'll also find all of my socials here too if you want to follow me on any of those platforms. Nice one.